This is Bharat FM.
बजेगा भारत झूमेगा भारत.
ये है भारत FM.
बजेगा भारत झूमेगा भारत.
Namaskar, Sat Sri Akal, welcome and adab. You are listening to Bharat FM, a one of its kind, multilingual, eclectic provider of entertainment, information and news to Indian Americans. Headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio, Bharat FM airs shows out of Cincinnati, Chicago and Phoenix. We take pleasure in our ability to cater to your bhakti, chusti, sfurti, shakti and masti needs with our audio and visual shows. Check out bharatfm.com for our online program schedule and archives. I'm sure the content will definitely tickle your senses. Tune in via the 24-hour web streaming on bharatfm.com or via the Bharat FM app. More information can be procured at 513-488-5070.
तो नमस्कार, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल, वड़क्कम, वेलकम आप सभी का भारत एफएम के इस कार्यक्रम में जिसका के नाम है रूबरू में तहे दिल से स्वागत है। मैं हूं आपका दोस्त और आपका होस्ट आशीष झा और आज हम जिनसे रूबरू हो रहे हैं उनका नाम है राकेश आनंद बख्शी। A little bit about him before we start the interview. Rakesh Anand Bakshi is a film script writer and author of Director's Diaries, The Road to Their First Film by HarperCollins India, 2015. Let's Talk on Air, conversations with radio presenters from Penguin Random House, 2019. Director's Diaries, The Road to Their First Film from Penguin Random House again. He's a director, actor, and a swimming, cycling, and gym enthusiast. Rakesh runs Bicycle Angels, a non-profit social initiative supported by friends that gives livelihood, bicycles, wheelchairs, computer literacy, and other necessities to the underprivileged. Plant a Life, Plant Angels, an initiative to grow plants in our house, and I Adore You, co-founded with Kanika Kedia, which creates personalized diaries. He authors a blog, Beautiful Bicycles, Beautiful People on Cyclists, their rides and stories. Currently, he is writing the memoir of his father, lyricist Anand Bakshi. With that, I would like to welcome Rakesh Anand Bakshi. Rakesh ji, namaskar. And
Namaskar, Sat Sri Akal.
Sat Sri Akal and welcome.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you.
I love the title of your show, Bharat FM.
Thank you.
We are so used to saying India, 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 and it's very rarely we hear the word Hindustan and Bharat, which is actually our tradition, our culture, and the subcontinent known as, the entire subcontinent was known as Hindustan once upon a time. So I don't hear the name Bharat sometimes because it really gives me a lot of patriotic feelings.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
The kind of feelings that Bharat evokes in me, India doesn't evoke.
Thank you very much. I think we were very lucky to even find this domain when we initially started this because we were very surprised that this domain was still available. BharatFM.com was still available when we actually registered for it, which was very surprising because you would have thought
it took an NRI American citizen to discover our own name.
That is more surprising. I would agree with that.
Pleasantly surprising, not surprising. Pleasantly surprising.
Pleasantly surprising. Yeah.
We are glad.
All right. So thank you very much. First of all, we are also very honored to have you on our show, Rubaru, and we will talk about your life journey right from your childhood. So let's start with our program and tell us a little bit about where were you born and how was your childhood like?
My life journey can't be told. Nobody's life journey can be told in a 1 hour event. But yeah, we will try and small bits and pieces from here and there.
Sure.
So I am born and brought up in Mumbai. Abhi Mumbai ho gaya. Tab to Mumbai tha.
I mean, I'm calling it Bombay too because that's how I grew up.
So when my dad was living in Rawalpindi and when he was in the army and navy, तब तो बॉम्बे भी नहीं था, तब तो बम्बई था।
राइट,
तुम्हें बम्बई जाना है, मुझे बम्बई
हाँ,
में
बम्बई,
फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में काम करना है,
करेक्ट,
फिल्मों में काम करना है, बम्बई। So I'm born and brought up in Bombay, and I'm very fortunate that I was brought up in the good times of from the good times of my father. Uh, his really good times began from 1965, जब जब
करेक्ट,
फूल खिले,
राइट,
and that's when I was born.
ओह
Me and my
वाओ,
sister, yeah. And I remember I asked my dad that who's your favorite child? You have four of us, two brothers, two sisters, and he said, "Ke my eldest sister, her name is Suman." So he said, "Suman is my most favorite child." So naturally, we asked him that why is she the most favorite? Is it because she's the eldest? He said, "No. तुम सारे पैदा हुए थे मेरे अच्छे वक्त पे। वो एक ही
ओह,
लड़की, वो पहली है और एक ही है जो जिसने मेरा बुरा वक्त देखा, जिसने मेरा बुरा वक्त सहा। जब हम
दैट
एक
इज ट्रू,
कमरे में रहते थे, उसी कमरे में किचन भी था, उसी कमरे में बेडरूम भी था। तो ये तब की she has seen all that as a 13-year-old, as a 14-year-old. So
राइट,
for me, she'll always be my favorite child because none of you saw my difficult times. None of you saw my frustrations. None of you saw my anger.
राइट,
None of you saw my shortcomings as a father, as a human being. But she
राइट,
did during my worst period in the initial years of the business, in the profession.
राइट,
तो जो आपके दुख का साथ देता है, जो आपकी तकलीफों का साथ देता है ना, वो हमेशा एक्स्ट्रा स्पेशल
क्या
होता है।
है, दैट इज ट्रू, आई कंप्लीटली
So
एग्री
I'm
टू
very
दैट,
fortunate. I was born in good times. I don't have any memories of being deprived of anything. In fact, अगर मुझे पूछा जाए तो मैं कहूँगा कि मेरे माँ-बाप का जो प्यार था, my father and mother, if I want to describe them in one sentence, I'll say that their love for us was a shade of flowers. एक होता है एक पेड़ की छाँव होती है। उनका प्यार हमारे लिए एक फूल की छाँव था। पेड़ की छाँव तो होती ही अच्छी। आप
हाँ,
सोचो एक फूल की छाँव कितनी अच्छी होगी,
राइट,
जब पेड़ की छाँव इतनी अच्छी होती है। तो दैट्स हाउ आई वुड डिस्क्राइब माय चाइल्डहुड। We were brought up under the shade of flowers, beautiful perfumed flowers. That's how much love we received and how much adoration and respect.
so do you remember at what point in your childhood days you realized that you are the son of the great Anand Bakshi?
I don't know whether he was a great Anand Bakshi. I just knew one thing कि because I'm from the radio generation. हमारे जब मैं छोटा था तो टीवी नहीं था, टीवी तो बाद में आया। When I was a teenager तब टीवी आया बम्बई में, इंडिया में।
Correct.
तो जब मैं छोटा था तो हम रेडियो ही सुनते थे और डैडी का नाम बहुत बार रेडियो पे आता था। तो मेरे लिए बड़ी फैसिनेटिंग बात थी कि मेरे डैडी का नाम रेडियो पे आता है और किसी का नहीं आता। मेरे डैडी का नाम रेडियो पे आता है। तो गीतकार आनंद बख्शी, गीतकार आनंद बख्शी, इस गानों के शब्द लिखे हैं आनंद बख्शी ने। बख्शी का नाम सुनने के लिए ही मैं रेडियो सुनता था। इट वाज वेरी
Okay.
फैसिनेटिंग। मुझे नहीं पता था उसका मतलब क्या होता है। एक गीतकार का क्या मतलब होता है, आनंद बख्शी का क्या मतलब होता है। बिकॉज़ व्हेन आई वाज़ बोर्न ही वाज़ ऑलरेडी आनंद बख्शी। ही वाज़
Yeah,
एस्टैब्लिश्ड।
right.
जब तक व्हेन आई वाज़ अबाउट 4-5 इयर्स ओल्ड, 6 इयर्स ओल्ड, आराधना रिलीज हो गई थी। दो रास्ते, आराधना, फर्ज, आए दिन बाहर के, यू नो, आप आए बाहर आई, जब जब फूल केले, मिलन, कटी पतंग, अमर प्रेम,
Some
सुपर डुपर हिट्स। So he
all
was
right.
established. People knew him as Anand Bakshi, except we children. और उनके मरते दम तक वो हमेशा हमारे लिए आनंद बख्शी कभी नहीं थे। वो हमेशा डैडी ही रहे वो।
अच्छा,
और उनके जाने के बाद ही मैं उनका फैन बना। जब
oh
मैंने
really?
उनकी लाइफ, उनके गाने रिसर्च करने शुरू किए, क्योंकि उनके जाने के बाद मुझे जब लोग मेरे पास आते थे, वो कहते थे कि बख्शी साहब ने ये गाना लिखा है, ये फिल्म में ये अंतरा लिखा, ये फिल्म में ये मुखड़ा लिखा और ऐसा लिखा, ऐसा उसका मीनिंग है, मेरी लाइफ में ऐसा इम्पैक्ट हुआ है। तो आई स्टार्टेड रियलाइजिंग दैट आई डोंट नो माय फादर्स वर्क। आई ओनली
Hmm,
नो हिम एज़ डैडी, एज़ अ
hmm,
पापा।
hmm.
तो मैंने उनको डिस्कवर करना शुरू किया, तो मैंने फेसबुक पे उनका ग्रुप शुरू किया, आनंद बख्शी बाय राकेश बख्शी। और आस्ते-आस्ते पहले 2 लोगों ने जॉइन किया, फिर 10, फिर 100, फिर 1000। आई थिंक देयर आर अबाउट 6000 मेंबर्स नाउ अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड।
Wow.
हर एक शहर, हर एक देश का एक कोई फैन उस ग्रुप पे है। तो
Okay.
तब मैंने डिस्कवर किया कि रियली क्या लोग कहते हैं उनके बारे में, really कैसे लोग लोग उनके गानों को रिलेट करते हैं,
Right.
क्या उनको पसंद है, क्या नहीं पसंद है, यू नो. So
Right.
that's when I really slowly started gradually discovering Anand Bakshi the lyricist.
So
हाँ,
how
स्कूल में मुझे पता था.
मैं वही बोलने वाला था कि
मुझे स्कूल में पता चल गया था कि ये कुछ तो है, खास आदमी है ये बॉस, ये कुछ तो बड़ा बड़ा शख्स है, क्योंकि मेरी टीचरें मुझे बड़ा मस्का मारती थी.
oh I
काफी
see.
टीचरें थी, काफी टीचरें थी. ऑफ कोर्स देयर वाज अ टीचर हु वर वेरी स्ट्रिक्ट विद मी बिकॉज़ आई वाज आनंद बख्शी सन, कि अच्छा बहुत उड़ता ही है हवा में. बख्शी साहब का बेटा है, अपने आप को पता नहीं क्या समझता है. तो मेरे को दो रूलर के दो फटके ज्यादा पड़ते थे. और कई टीचरें ऐसी थी जो बहुत मस्का मारती थी मुझे. वो वेरी मस्का नहीं मारती थी, दैट्स रॉन्ग टू से दैट. दे वर वेरी वेरी स्वीट टू मी, वेरी नाइस टू मी, यू नो. सो आई न्यू कि कुछ तो है यार, ये
Yeah,
आदमी ये आदमी कुछ तो है. ये आई एम getting some preferential treatment here, which my other schoolmates are not getting.
not getting it. Right, right.
So that was my realization
So,
that
at
this man
what
is
point,
something special.
right? So, at what point did you get involved in watching his movies or his songs and understanding what exactly he does? At what point did that happen?
Throughout my life, I have been fascinated by his songs, fascinated by his movies, but I was not a fan of him. I was just a fan of my father. I was not a fan of Anand Bakshi.
Oh, okay.
But I think only after he passed away, and I had already got so much experience of life. By the time he passed away, I was in my mid-30s. So when he passed away in your mid-30s, you have seen more of life than you have seen before.
Mhm.
You know, or it's you know. So you had so many experiences in life. जो गानों में चीजें कह रहे हैं, जो फिल्मों में बातें हो रही हैं, और वही गानों में रिफ्लेक्ट हो रही हैं बातें, बिकॉज ही वाज अ लिरिसिस्ट, ही वाज
Correct.
अ फिल्म लिरिसिस्ट. तो जो कहानी है उसको रिफ्लेक्ट करते थे वो अपने गानों में, अपने लिरिक्स में. So I started relating to them much more because I had already got about 35 years experience, and now many of the songs which I discovered some meanings, ये गाने में ये मतलब है मेरे लिए, मेरी जिंदगी के लिए, मेरे एक्सपीरियंसेस के लिए, मेरी भावनाओं के लिए, मेरे एम्बिशंस के लिए, मेरे सपनों के लिए, फॉर माय ड्रीम्स. वो गाने आज मैं सुनता हूँ आफ्टर 10 years, 15 years, तो और अलग मीनिंग्स उसमें, अलग न्यू मीनिंग्स आई गेट आउट ऑफ देम. You know, like
Right.
somebody, Anand Desai, a friend of mine, and even a fan of Anand Bakshi, told me something lovely, and I just loved what he just said. Is so true. He said, you know, hearing Anand Bakshi is like being Christopher Columbus. That every time I hear a song of his, I discover something new. Just like how Christopher Columbus discovered a new land, a new continent. He's saying every song of Anand Bakshi, I become Christopher Columbus, क्योंकि मैं कुछ नई चीज उस अंतरे में, या अगले अंतरे में, या पिछले अंतरे में नई चीज मेरे ध्यान में आती है. So that's what that is a lovely compliment he gave me. That's very true for me also.
Okay.
Depending on my mood, depending on what I'm going through in life, his
Right.
meaning of a song change for me. New meanings come out of it.
Okay. So
And I
as
think
a
that's true for even other lyricists.
right, right. That's true. So as a kid, what did you dream about? What were your favorite subjects? What did you dream of becoming? I mean, वैसे तो बचपन में your
He didn't
dreams.
want us to. I wanted to be a. My father was in the army 8 years. He was in the Navy for 3 years. We heard stories of Navy, Army. So when I grew older, I wanted to be an Air Force pilot, but I could not be for some reason. Then I went into business, completely lost, not knowing what to do with my life. It is only when I turned about 33 that I discovered filmmaking, because I told my dad, अभी मैंने कोशिश कर ली है. I have not succeeded in business. My business has failed. My marriage failed at the same time. My business and marriage at the same time. So I told dad, my marriage has failed. My business has failed. I've lost money. I owe you money. In fact, I still owe my dad money. The loans I took from my dad to run my business, I could not pay him back in his lifetime. So I still owe my dad money. For me, then so I told that I always wanted to be in films in some way. लेकिन आपने कहा ये लाइन अच्छी नहीं है. यहाँ से चढ़ते सूरज को ही सलाम है. And it is a very insecure line. तो मैं नहीं चाहता हूँ कि तुम लोग इस लाइन में आओ, क्योंकि मैंने जो तकलीफें झेली है, यहाँ के जो लोग हैं, काफी लोग हैं जो ऐसे अलग टाइप के लोग हैं, तुम नहीं झेल पाओगे इन लोगों को, क्योंकि तुम्हारी परवरिश एकदम एक अच्छे एनवायरनमेंट में, a comfortable environment में, in a very well-to-do, you will not be able to deal with the people you might have to deal with in this industry, in this profession. So I don't want you to be here. And finally, he told me, yes, you're right. You have tried to do business. You tried to join the Air Force, and things have not worked out for you. ठीक है, तो तू क्या करना चाहता है? So I said, I want to be a filmmaker. I want to be a writer. because मुझे लिखने का शौक बचपन से था. I was writing poetry. I was writing comprehensions. And I did not know, okay, why I'm writing poetry. I was just writing. I just loved writing. So I said, I like writing, you know it. So I want to join a filmmaker and be a writer-director. So he told me, you join Subhash Ghai. He's the best person to join because he likes to teach people. उसको बहुत शौक है लोगों को पढ़ाने का. और देखो ना, it is so true. Subhash Ghai is film school. It's a film
Right.
school. He teaches there also. He's also
Right.
a teacher in the same school that he's a chairman of.
Correct.
So that's the kind of things that my dad and me spoke about as a career.
Okay. So your schooling, you said, was in Bombay, and then after your schooling, what was your next step after you were done with your schooling? What did you do?
So after finishing my schooling, I went into college, and after the 12th standard, all my friends got dispersed. Somebody went into engineering, somebody went into becoming a doctor, somebody becoming engineer. So I thought, yaar, my dad is always telling me to pilot ban, doctor ban, engineer ban. Pilot to nahi ban saka, to chalo doctor, I'll be an engineer. So I went and joined an engineering college in Bombay. And first year I passed because it was almost like studying science subjects of the FYBSc. Second year, when the subjects changed and got more into engineering, more focus, I could not understand anything. मेरे को लगा कि पता नहीं मैं कहाँ आ गया हूँ, मैं क्यों आ गया इधर? Because I was completely lost. What I wanted to do, I could not do. And then I tried to do what others are doing. So then after that, I think for the next 15 years, then I went into business. Initially, my business did very well. I got very encouraged. I felt very, very motivated. But I was not happy. I was just not happy in that line. And I didn't know why I'm not happy. It was nice. It was okay. I wasn't losing money as such, but I was not even doing great. But for some reason, I was not comfortable there. That world, I felt I don't belong here. I don't belong here. And it took me almost 15 years to realize that I really don't belong here. And I should be in films. I should be a writer. I should be something else.
So may I ask, what kind of business was that?
So I did various businesses. I was initially, I learned business by assisting an uncle of mine who was an importer. So I got into imports of electronic components for 3 years. And then I happened to import some illegal goods. And I was called by the DRI, the customs officer. And they asked me that, you have imported something illegal. You have a license, but the license is incorrect. This is not a license. You can import these goods. These are items. These items are allowed for import only if you're a manufacturer and you're a trader. So I did not know. I mean, I was new in business. I made a mistake. And luckily, he asked me, what's your background? कौन हो तुम? क्या करते हो? तुम्हारे पिताजी क्या काम करते हैं? So I said, my father is a lyricist, गीतकार है. He said, क्या नाम है उनका? So I said, Anand Bakshi. He said, अरे तुम आनंद बख्शी की बेटे हो? Imagine a custom officer who was actually scolding me, shouting at me, and he was going to penalize me lakhs of rupees for importing something illegal. He said, अरे बैठो, अरे चाय लाओ इसके लिए, चाय लाओ इसको, चाय पिलाओ. So thank God, Anand Bakshi, that custom officer was lenient towards me, but only to that extent. Of course, I was penalized for importing the wrong goods, but I didn't get into any other serious trouble. And he told me something he said something very wise, which I'll never forget. He said, देखो राकेश, तुम तो बिल्कुल कोई तुमको जानता नहीं है, तुम तो कुछ नहीं हो, you're nobody, तुम तो nobody हो. तुम्हारे पिताजी बहुत बड़े आदमी हैं. And I'm talking about 90s. This is mid 90s, this is the son of a man who wrote Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, and I mean countless 2,500, 3,000 hit songs.
Exactly.
He said, तुम तो कुछ नहीं हो, तुम तो जीरो हो. तुम्हारे पिताजी बहुत बड़े इंसान है, बहुत बड़े आदमी है, उनका पूरे दुनिया में नाम है. तो तुम ये काम मत करो, क्योंकि तुम ऐसा काम करोगे ना तो तुम्हारा नाम खराब नहीं होगा, क्योंकि तुम्हारा तो नाम ही नहीं है, तुम तो जीरो हो. तुम्हारे पिताजी का इतना बड़ा नाम है, तो जब पेपर में आएगा ना, तुम्हारा नाम नहीं आएगा. पेपर में लिखा होगा आनंद बख्शी सन caught smuggling.
Right.
Because what you have done is actually smuggling. When the import license is incorrect, that means you have basically done nothing but smuggling. So you
Right.
will be considered like a smuggler, and Anand Bakshi's son will be called a smuggler, and not you. People don't know Rakesh Bakshi. Who the hell are you? Even I didn't know you till you took your father's name.
Yeah.
So don't do this. ये काम तुम छोड़ दो.
Mm.
So I realized that this is not my cup of tea. This is too complicated importing, and those days there were a lot of restriction. The economy had not opened up for imports as yet.
I
It
see.
was a very complex procedure. I do not know how I got misguided into importing these electronic components under a license which is not meant for importing them. Anyways,
Okay.
so I told him, okay, I'm sorry, I will not do this, and I left that business. Then I
Okay.
got into marketing of food products, which I was also doing very well. But again, I was not happy. I was doing well, but I wasn't happy. And then I got married, and my wife was from England, and she didn't want to live in India. After 6 years of marriage, she said, "Let's live abroad." So I went to live abroad with her. But I was so unhappy living abroad. I really missed India. I missed Bharat. I want to come back to my family. I want to come back. I wanted to come back to my culture. I want to come back to my music. I wanted to come back to my friends. I wanted to come back to my gully. To my जो गलियों में मैं घुमा हूँ, साइकिलें चलाई हैं, हम दौड़े हैं, स्केटिंग की है. I told her I want to go back. I'm not happy over here. She said, I'm not happy in India. You're not happy in England, in abroad. So I had to separate. We had to get divorced.
Mm.
So that's what I mean. People now tell me, oh, you're a successful author. You've written some unique books. You're doing so well. But I tell them, you're just seeing 3 or 4 successes of mine. 4 successes. You're not seeing the 40 failures I've been through to reach
Right.
4 successes.
Right.
Failed marriage, failed businesses. I owe my dad money. So many mistakes I made. I couldn't complete my engineering. I dropped out of engineering second year. I'm not even a graduate. So there are a string of failures behind me. But I think one song of my father which kept me going was गाड़ी बुला रही है, सीटी बजा रही है, चलना
बात.
ही जिंदगी है, चलती ही जा रही है. I always learned from my father कि these failures that you're going through or even the success that you experience, ये कुछ नहीं है, ये एक स्टेशन है. पानी
सही
पियो, नाश्ता करो, टॉयलेट जाओ और आगे निकल जाओ.
बहुत सही कहा आपने. I mean,
स्टेशन में आदमी या तो टॉयलेट करता है, टॉयलेट जाता है, या पानी पीता है, या पकोड़े जाके उतर के पकोड़े खरीद लेगा उस एरिया के कि यहाँ पकोड़े अच्छे मिलते हैं यार, यहाँ समोसे अच्छे मिलते हैं, या यहाँ छोले भटूरे बड़े अच्छे मिलते हैं स्टेशन पे, या रतलाम का चिवड़ा बड़ा अच्छा. So
Right.
I learned from him that success हो या failure, ये कुछ नहीं है, ये तुम गाड़ी हो, तुम्हारा काम है आगे बढ़ना.
So
You have to reach the next station because somebody is expecting you there.
correct. You're
कोई
right.
तुम्हारा इंतजार कर रहा है आगे बढ़ते जाओ.
Since you mentioned this, let me tell you a little bit about myself as well. Like any situation that I am in at any point in time, जिंदगी में कभी भी कोई भी सिचुएशन में मैं रहूं तो मुझे सिर्फ गाने ही याद आते हैं और गानों की बदौलत ही मेरी जिंदगी आगे बढ़ती है. तो जैसा कि मैंने आपको पर्सनली भी कहा है कि मेरे जो टॉप 2 सॉन्ग्स हैं वो दोनों आनंद बख्शी जी के हैं और जो सबसे पहला गाना है वो है कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे लोगों का काम है कहना, और दूसरा जो गीत है वो है जिंदगी के सफर में गुजर जाते हैं जो मकाम वो फिर नहीं आते. तो जो पहला गीत है, अगर आपने संजू मूवी देखी है, संजू में दैट सॉन्ग इज नॉट रिवील्ड ऑल द वे अप टू द एंड. पहले 2 गाने तो वो बता देते हैं बट तीसरा गाना नहीं बताया जाता है. तो मैं जब वो मूवी देख रहा था, मैंने तभी मेरी वाइफ के साथ देख रहा था, मैंने तभी उनको बता दिया कि भाई आई एम 100% श्योर दिस थर्ड सॉन्ग इज कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे. And I was happy about that. So Anand Bakshi has been a great influence in my life. And today sitting in front of you, talking to you I'm deeply honored to be very honest.
Yeah, I'm honored in a way because I think people like my father, people like Sahir, people like Hasrat Jaipuri, all these people are there. I mean, they are remembered now because of people like you, people like your audience who still want to hear the songs, still want to sing their song, still want to dance to the songs,
Mm-hmm. Right. So after you were done with all your businesses and everything, during that time, did you have any kind of conversation with your dad? Not after you decided that, okay, I'm not going to do any of these businesses, but while you were doing the business, what kind of conversations you used to have with your dad about यू आर नॉट, आपको पसंद नहीं आ रहा है, आपका मन नहीं लग रहा है, आप कर रहे हो लेकिन आपको मजा नहीं आ रहा है इसमें, तो हाउ वुड ही गाइड यू और हेल्प यू विद इन दैट सिचुएशन?
I never discussed my business with my father because I thought he's in his own world as a writer, as a lyricist, and business is something which he never understood, and he never even indulged in business. But I remember when I joined film industry and I was a writer, I remember he said something very lovely. He said कि तुमने अभी लिखना शुरू किया है, तुम कहानियां लिखते हो, स्क्रीन पे लिखना चाहते हो, तो कभी भी स्टोरी में या स्क्रीन प्ले में अगर तुम कहीं अटक जाते हो ना, एंड देयर इज अ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट बिटवीन लॉजिक एंड इमोशन, कभी भी अगर एक कहानी में अगर आप लिखते लिखते अटक रहे हो और यू आर कमिंग अक्रॉस अ क्रॉस रोड वेयर यू हैव टू चूज लॉजिक, एक चीज आपको इलॉजिकल लग रही है और आपको लग रहा है नहीं यार ये तो इलॉजिकल है, तो मैं इसको रखूं कि इसको मैं बदली कर दूं। तो इस अगर वो इलॉजिकल है तो यू लुक एट द इमोशन बिहाइंड इट। अगर उसकी उस इलॉजिकल चीज के पीछे बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग इमोशन है तो वो इलॉजिकल लगेगी ही नहीं, लोगों का ध्यान भी नहीं जाएगा उस पर। एंड ही गिव एन एग्जांपल, अमर अकबर एंथोनी में जब 3 बेटे एक माँ को ब्लड दे रहे होते हैं, विच इज साइंटिफिकली मेडिकली इम्पॉसिबल, लोगों ने, डॉक्टरों ने भी परवाह नहीं की उसके बारे में, क्योंकि वो माँ का इमोशन इतना पावरफुल था। तब तक ऑडियंस वांटेड मदर टू लिव, तब तक ऑडियंस के दिलों में माँ छा गई थी, उनको शायद अपनी खुद की माँ याद आ गई होगी कि ये हमारी माँ है, ये मैं खून दे रहा हूं अपनी माँ को। इतना उसकी राइटिंग इतनी अच्छी थी उस फिल्म की। तो जब ऑडियंस इमोशन में घुस गई है, वो इमोशन इतना पावरफुल है, माँ का सबसे पावरफुल इमोशन माँ का ही हो सकता, और तो हो ही नहीं सकता कोई, क्योंकि वो 9 महीने तो आपको पेट में लेके घूमती है वो माँ। तो जब वो माँ का इमोशन इतना स्ट्रांग है, ही सेड, किसने परवाह की कि वो 3 लोग कैसे एक टाइम पे 3 आदमी कैसे एक ह्यूमन बीइंग को ब्लड दे सकते हैं,
राइट।
सो that is one thing he told me, that you ever have to choose। कुछ चीज इलॉजिकल है तो उसको इलॉजिकल रहने दो, प्रोवाइडेड इमोशन बहुत स्ट्रांग होना चाहिए। अगर इमोशन स्ट्रांग नहीं है तो उसको रीराइट करो, मेक इट लॉजिकल, क्योंकि लोगों का ध्यान जाएगा उस पे, लॉजिक पे।
दैट इज ट्रू। नहीं, बहुत सही कहा उन्होंने, क्योंकि काफी सारी फिल्में ऐसी हैं कि अब आप जाके देखते हो, जैसे कि ऑलरेडी मेंशन अमर अकबर एंथोनी, एंड सिमिलर टू दैट देयर आर कपल ऑफ अदर मूवीज वेयर इफ यू ट्राई टू पुट लॉजिक इन देयर you might laugh at it, but it's not about the logic, as you mentioned, it's about the emotions that you create. तो आपका आपने जब डिसाइड किया कि ओके नाउ आई एम डन, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू डू एनी काइंड ऑफ बिजनेस एनीमोर, आई नीड टू फॉलो माय पैशन, आई नीड टू फाइंड व्हाट आई रियली लाइक एंड व्हाट आई रियली वांट टू डू, व्हाट इज द फर्स्ट थिंग दैट केम टू योर माइंड एट दैट पॉइंट?
फिल्म मेकिंग, बिकॉज आई वॉज ऑलवेज, आई मीन हमारे घर पे कौन आता था? म्यूजिक कंपोजर आते थे और डायरेक्टर आता था। गाना कौन बनाता है? लिरिसिस्ट, कंपोजर और डायरेक्टर। प्रोड्यूसर तो कभी कभी आता है, और प्रोड्यूसर आता भी है तो he doesn't interact much. It is a medium, film is a medium of the director. So I knew the importance of director, कि डायरेक्टर एक चीज है यार, ये डायरेक्टर आता है और कंपोजर आता है, गाने बनते हैं। ये जो गाने मैं सुन रहा हूँ बचपन से, जो मुझे पसंद है, लोगों को भी पसंद है, ये डायरेक्टर और कंपोजर और लिरिसिस्ट साथ में बनाते हैं। तो आई न्यू कि डायरेक्टर कुछ है यार, कुछ चीज है ये फिल्म मेकिंग में, डायरेक्टर इज समथिंग इम्पोर्टेंट। वो तो बाद में मैंने came in the filmmaker, I became an assistant director to Mr. Ghai. I realized the importance of a director, how a director is actually the captain of the ship. He or she is mothership, you know, because he or she is the one who actually decides all the ingredients that go into a song, into the movie, into the screenplay, into the cinematography. All the director decides. And also interestingly, once I asked my dad that, Dad, आपके जो गाने हैं, काफी गाने आपने बहुत अच्छे गाने दिए हैं, शक्ति समंता को, सुभाष घाई को, प्रमोद चक्रवर्ती, यश चोपड़ा, many other फिल्म मेकर्स, और मैंने 3-4 और नाम लिए, और मैंने कहा कि इन लोगों को आपने इतने अच्छे गाने नहीं दिए, ये फर्क क्यों है? आप तो लिरिसिस्ट आप ही हैं, पैसे भी आपने उतने लिए होंगे, अपनी एक फिल्म के उतने लिए होंगे, तो गाने आप ही ने लिखे, पैसे भी आप ही ने लिए उन गानों के, लेकिन इन लोगों को इतने अच्छे गाने और इन लोगों को इतने अच्छे गाने, तो फर्क क्यों है? Why is there a difference? तो he said, तुम बेवकूफ हो, तुम समझते नहीं हो। तो ऐसे बताओ, आप समझाओ फिर कि फर्क क्यों है इसमें, कि आपने कम क्वालिटी का काम किया और आपने कई लोगों के लिए अच्छे क्वालिटी का काम किया। इसे नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं। तुम जो लोगों की बात कर रहे हो, शक्ति समंता, चोपड़ा, सुभाष घाई वगैरह वगैरह, मैंने इनको बहुत अच्छे गाने दिए क्योंकि इन लोगों ने मुझे अच्छी कहानियां दी।
हाँ,
अगर ये मेरे पास अच्छी कहानियां नहीं लाते तो मैं गाने कहां से देता।
राइट, राइट,
तो इन लोगों ने मुझे इंस्पायर किया अच्छी कहानियों से। इन लोगों ने मुझे कभी कभी कहानी सुनाते सुनाते, फिल्म की सिचुएशन सुनाते सुनाते अच्छे एनेक्डोट्स दिए अपनी जिंदगी के, कि मेरी मेरी बीवी के साथ ऐसा हुआ, मेरे बाप के साथ ऐसा हुआ, मेरे बचपन में ऐसा हुआ। तो वहां से मैंने सब जगह से इंस्पिरेशन ली, क्योंकि माय सोर्स ऑफ इंस्पिरेशन इज द स्टोरी।
राइट,
मैं हवा से नहीं लाता गाने।
करेक्ट,
गाने हमेशा कहानी में होते हैं। हम कहानी,
राइट,
लिरिसिस्ट का काम है कहानी से गाना का, because he's a film lyricist, he's not a poet.
दैट्स
Yeah, he
राइट,
weaved in poetry.
या,
सेल्फ एक्सप्रेशन, पोएट्री जिसे कहते हैं, सेल्फ एक्सप्रेशन, वो तो होगा ही। जब आप इफ यू हैव अ पोएटिक, आपका अगर पोएटिक शायराना अंदाज है, शायराना इमोशंस हैं आपके, शायराना आपका आपके जज्बात हैं, तो वो तो पोएट्री तो होगी होगी।
होगी, होगी,
लेकिन
हाँ,
गाना आएगा कहां से? तो कहानी से आएगा कि हीरो ने
हुँ,
ये कहा, हीरो ने ये कहा, विलेन ये कर रहा है, उसकी
हुँ,
उसकी माँ ने ये बोला, बाप ने ये बोला। तो
हुँ,
उसी से तो गाना बनता है। सो
दैट इज़
अगेन
राइट,
आई रियलाइज्ड द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ अ डायरेक्टर,
करेक्ट,
कि हाउ अ डायरेक्टर इज सो इम्पोर्टेंट टू अ फिल्म
राइट,
मेकर, टू अ लिरिसिस्ट। और
राइट,
यही बात मुझे फिर बाद में, व्हेन आई वाज, जब मैं अपनी किताब लिखी, डायरेक्टर्स डायरीज, 12 डायरेक्टर्स की कहानी बचपन से लेके उनकी पहली फिल्म तक, कि ये लोग डायरेक्टर बने कैसे, व्हाट डज इट टेक। एक इंसान बचपन से कि उसने क्या क्या डिसीजंस लिए, क्या क्या चॉइसेस थी उसकी, उनकी, कि
हुँ,
आके एक दिन 20 साल बाद या 25 साल बाद या 35 साल बाद या 40 साल बाद इंसान ने जाके एक दिन एक फिल्म सेट पे एक्शन कहा, एक्शन, अपनी पहली फिल्म पे के सेट पे। तो वो डिसीजंस क्या थे, वो
हुँ,
चॉइसेस क्या थी, उसके
हुँ,
उनके माँ बाप कैसे थे, उनके सिबलिंग्स कैसे थे, उनके
हुँ,
पड़ोसी कैसे थे, उनका माहौल क्या था बड़ा होने का।
हुँ,
उनके माहौल नहीं तो उन्हें बनाया होगा,
राइट,
कि मेरे पिताजी के माहौल ने उनको गीतकार बनाया,
राइट,
आसमान से नहीं टपके वो।
करेक्ट,
यू नो, आपके
राइट,
माहौल ने आपको ये शुरू करवाया ना, भारत एफएम। आपका
दैट्स
अगर ये
राइट,
माहौल नहीं होता, या ये आपके दिमाग में नहीं आती ये बात,
बहुत बिल्कुल सही
कि
कहा
अपने
आपने,
देश के साथ जुड़ने के लिए आपने जो ये तो एक बहाना है, भारत एफएम।
हुँ,
आप
हुँ, हुँ,
एक्चुअली जुड़ना चाहते हैं
सुनना
अपने
चाहते हैं,
अपने बचपन से,
हुँ,
अपने
बहुत
बचपन
बहुत
की
सही कहा,
गानों से, अपने बचपन की फिल्मों से, अपने बचपन की कहानियों से। ये
यू
तो
आर राइट,
खाली एक टूल है, एक दिस इज जस्ट अ टूल
यू आर
दैट यू आर
राइट,
यूजिंग टू satisfy योर इमोशन, टू जुड़ जाने के लिए अपने देश के साथ,
बहुत सही कहा
अपनी
आपने,
मिट्टी के
बहुत,
साथ जो आप छोड़ के आए हैं पीछे। तो
जी, बहुत
सिमिलरली,
सही, या,
सो आई
तो
आस्क्ड मिस्टर महेश भट्ट साहब को मैंने इंटरव्यू किया था आपकी किताब के लिए। तो मैंने इंटरव्यू खत्म हुआ तो मैंने भट्ट साहब को पूछा, भट्ट साहब मुझे एक कोई अच्छी बात बताइए जो आपके और बख्शी साहब के बीच में गुजरी होगी जब आप गाने बनाते थे। कुछ ऐसी कुछ बात जो आपके दिमाग में अभी की अभी आती है कि गाने कैसे बनते हैं। ही सेड, मैंने आपके पिताजी को जख्म फिल्म की कहानी सुनाई और सिचुएशन सुनाया, और बख्शी साहब ने मुझे सवाल पूछा कि आपकी फ़िल्म में, आपकी स्टोरी में और आपकी ज़िंदगी में, क्योंकि वो कहानी उनके उनके माँ-बाप के ही, उनकी
हाँ,
खुद की
बेस है,
कहानी है। भट्ट साहब की खुद की कहानी है बचपन की, उनकी ज़िंदगी की।
राइट,
तो आपके पिताजी आपको कितनी बार मिलने आते थे? क्योंकि उनके पिताजी उनको कभी मिलने नहीं आते थे, क्योंकि ही
राइट,
उनके पिताजी ने एक मुसलमान से शादी की थी और 1950s में इट वाज़ नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल फॉर अ
हुँ,
हिंदू टू मैरी। So he used to
या,
very rarely come to meet her because she was a Muslim, he was a Hindu, his father.
राइट, हुँ,
So he said, Bakshi Sahab, my father used to come, and my father used to rarely come to meet us. And Mahesh Bhatt Sahab speaks a lot in English also when he speaks. So
राइट,
he told me, I told Bakshi Sahab, my father would rarely come to meet us as children, when we were children. He would come and meet us once in a blue moon. And he said these words, once in a blue moon, and वहीं के वहीं बख्शी साहब ने लिखा मुखड़ा, तुम आए तो आया मुझे याद, गली में आज चांद निकला।
क्या बात है,
सी, अगर मैं ये सोचता हूं, मेरा ये कहना है और मेरा ये कन्विक्शन है और बिलीफ है, अगर महेश भट्ट साहब ने ये इंग्लिश वर्ड यूज नहीं किया होता, Okay, my father would come to meet us once in a blue moon. What is the once in a blue moon? What is a blue moon? A blue
That's
moon
right.
is a rare moon. What is a rare moon? Eid ka chand.
Hmm.
So how the poet, the lyricist connected blue moon to Eid ka chand and wrote the Bukhara. So
Wow.
I'm trying to tell you the importance of a director,
It is true. That is true.
how
So,
important they are. So
right.
if you are liking a song, I'm not saying I'm not taking any credit away from Anand Bakshi. I'm not taking any credit away from Sahir. I'm not taking any credit away from Hasrat Jaipuri and Shailendra. I am saying that if you are appreciating a song of Shailendra, of D.N. Madhok, of Anand Bakshi, then you must also somewhere be grateful to
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 director.
the stories that those
Hmm.
directors brought to those lyricists.
That is
Be
true.
grateful to the story writers who wrote those stories and brought them to the directors. Be
Right.
grateful to the producer, he put his money on the line for the stories.
Right. Right. So you mentioned that you started being an assistant with Mr. Subhas Ghai, right?
Yeah.
And after you were done with that assistantship, at what point did you decide to direct, or what did you do after that? After you were done with the
So
assistantship?
while I was a director with Mr. Ghai, I wrote many scripts, and for some reason or the other, I could not get the right casting I needed for my film,
Okay.
or I could not get the right actor that I needed. So about 8 years went by, and I was not able to make a film.
Okay.
So yeah, so my sister told me one day, my elder sister Suman told me that, why are you only wanting to make a film? You've written so many scripts, you've written so many TV series, but why do you want to make only a film? If you like writing, write a book.
Mm.
You should write stories when you were small. You should write such good short stories when you were a child, a young teenager. So I started thinking, she's right, yeah. Why do I have to, if I like writing, why do I have to write a film script? Let me write a
Right.
book.
Right.
राइटिंग मुझे राइटिंग का शौक है ना, लिखना ही है ना, तो मैं क्यों
Correct.
फिल्म लिखूं? Why not I write a book?
Book.
Then I'm
Mhm.
okay. If I write a book, what will I write about? What do I like? What do I know? First of all, I knew one thing subconsciously कि जो काम आता है वही करने का.
हाँ, सही
So
बात
my
है.
father, I used to tell my dad sometimes, Dad, you write so well, and there are some songs of which where you have given the music, you have given the tunes while writing. The tune तो automatically कभी कभी आ जाती है, लिखते लिखते
Right.
मीटर में आ जाती है.
Right.
So I used to ask him, why don't you also compose songs? He said, वो मेरा काम नहीं है, मुझे जो काम आता है लिखना आता है. अगर धुन आ रही है कभी कभी गीतों के लफ्जों के साथ, तो वो उसके साथ आ रही है, but that is not my forte. My forte is writing. I know that I can write well.
Mhm.
So I remember, so I know that you should do what you know. So I thought, if I should write what I know, then what do I know best? I know film because I've been an assistant director. I've
Mhm.
also been to film school. I've learned filmmaking in film schools. I've learned acting in New York. I've learned acting in Amsterdam. I've learned how to direct in Amsterdam. I've learned filmmaking in New York, in London. So I said, what do I know best in this world that I can write a book on? Filmmaking. In the filmmaking profession, business, there are so many professions.
Correct.
Which profession do I know best in filmmaking? Directors, because I'm an assistant director myself. I worked as an assistant director. I've learned direction. So why not write about directors? Something I know, people I understand, people I relate to, people I sit with, I have my meals with sometimes. Another thought in my mind was that when I was as an assistant director, there were so many wonderful books available for me to read,
Mhm.
which were about Steven Spielberg, about Alfred Hitchcock, about all the Western cinema directors, how they became directors. So I thought that all these books that I have read over the years, I'm grateful. I'm very blessed that I'm from a privileged family. I was able to travel abroad, buy books, how books on filmmakers, how they became filmmakers, how they make movies. I said, यार मैं तो privileged आदमी हूँ, लेकिन हिंदुस्तान में, इंडिया में मेरे जो दोस्त हैं असिस्टेंट डायरेक्टर है, वो छोटे गांव से आते हैं, छोटे शहरों से आते हैं. इनके लिए तो कोई किताब ही नहीं है, और अगर
Mm.
किताब है भी, तो देयर आर सो मेनी पीपल इन अ कंट्री हु डोंट नो हाउ a western mind thinks, but they know our Indian filmmakers. They know Subhash Ghai, they know Yash Chopra, they know Govind Nilani, they know Imtiaz Ali, they know Farah Khan. So when they will read the books I have read, they may not be able to relate to those
Mm.
stories because नहीं नहीं है.
Mm.
आम आदमी में और उनकी जो कहानियां हैं अल्फ्रेड हिचकॉक की, स्टीवन स्पीलबर्ग की, कुछ देयर इज नथिंग इन कॉमन. सो आई थॉट व्हाई नॉट राइट अ बुक जो हमारा कॉमन मैन है, हिंदुस्तान का जो कॉमन मैन है, जो छोटे शहरों से हम लड़के आते हैं, लड़कियां आते हैं फिल्म मेकर बनने के लिए. आई विल राइट अ बुक फॉर देम. उनके लिए मैं एक बुक लिखूंगा ताकि यहाँ के लोग उन कहानियों से रिलेट कर सकें. The third reason was that I used to always wonder कि यार सुभाष घाई, he didn't come from film family. How he became director? Imtiaz Ali is not from film family. How he became a director? Farah Khan, so many other filmmakers are not from film. 99% filmmakers are not from film families, and they have all become directors. I am from a film family, Anand Bakshi son. I have not yet been able to make a film. So what am I not doing right? What have I not done right? What have I not done which they have done? What have I not done which they have done? What are the books I have read that they have read that I have not read? What are the movies that they have seen that I have not seen? Who are the directors they follow that I have not followed, that they have become directors, I have not become a director as yet? So this curiosity कि तू कैसे बन गया डायरेक्टर भाई, तूने कौन से पापड़ बेले जो मैंने नहीं बेले, तो वो जो क्यूरियोसिटी थी, and the other reasons I gave you, including a very non-tangible reason where you're loved by a family, your nephew nieces look up to you, and they adore you, they love you, but you want to do something which will make them proud of you, not just being their uncle or being their relative, also being something in this world. So I thought, yeah, I don't want to die just being Anand Bakshi's son. I want to die being something of my own. So I must write this book. So I wrote the book for them so that they can be proud of their uncle in a different way. Now they're proud of him as their mama or as Anand Bakshi's son and our uncle. But I wanted them to be proud of me as who I am myself, my own achievement. So these 4, 5, 6 reasons are the reasons why I wrote this book. There's never one reason why we do anything on this world.
Right.
And I've been through a divorce myself. I know there was no one reason why I got divorced. There were so many things but there were so many differences between us. And then one thing happens and that breaks everything. And you get divorced.
That's right.
In the same way, these many reasons came together for me to be able to write this book, my first book, Director's Diaries, in 4 years, in 2015.
Okay. So you mentioned that in that book, The Director Diaries, you have like 12 directors whom you have interviewed?
Yeah, 12, and the other next volume 2 after 3 years came, that was another 12 directors.
So how did you...
directors.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to ask you. How did you zeroed in to those 12 directors?
First of all, I wanted to meet people I like.
Okay.
जो भी काम करने का ना, शौक से करने का, प्यार से करने का.
एकदम
सही. आपको किसी इंसान के साथ प्यार नहीं है, आप उसके साथ काम ही नहीं कर सकते.
कोई मतलब
For me,
नहीं.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about myself that I have to love the people I work with. I have to love the people I write about. So if I like their movies, I will love them.
Right.
And when I met them, I loved the kind of people they were. So I was even more, I got even more enthusiastic, First of all, I liked their movies. And then when I met them, I liked them. So when I was writing the book, I was really loving it because I had begun writing it. I had chosen them because I had loved their films. And then when I met them, I loved them as human beings, whatever they came across to me as. So it was such a pleasure writing all the 3 books I've written so far because I happened to choose people I just loved, and they happened to be people who were lovable.
Right.
That's how I chose. It was my own personal. Of course, I also sent out messages to my friends who are film buffs. If you wanted to read about a particular director,
who would you
life story, which director would you like to read about? Right. So everybody sent me some. I told them, give me 10 names. Someone I told them, give me 5 names. Give me 3 names. So somebody sent me 2 names. Somebody sent me 1 name. Somebody sent me 11 names. So I sat down one day and I made a list of the common names.
Correct.
Which are the names which came most common? And that's how I zeroed down, because those were the names that I had already written down. So I felt that people are asking to read these stories of these 12 people or 10 people, and these 10 are in my list also. So I'll go with them.
Right.
So I made a right choice.
Awesome.
So that's
can you name the first 12 in your first book?
Yeah, it's Farah Khan, Govind Nilani, Subhash Ghai, Ashutosh Gowarikar, Imtiaz Ali, Zoya, Santosh Sivan, Tigmanshu Dhulia, Prakash Jha.
Awesome, very nice. So then, after your first book, I'm pretty sure that it was a super duper hit, and everybody loved
It
your
did very,
writing.
very well. The first book did
Yeah.
very well. The second book didn't do that well as yet because the pandemic came in and then everything fizzled out. But yeah, it's still available on Amazon and everywhere. Yeah.
Okay. So and there was a third book you mentioned that you wrote. Tell us a little bit about that third book.
So after I wrote Director's Diaries, I thought, कि यार, I don't want to repeat myself. I want new experiences because I'm a person who's always looking for new experiences. You know, तो I thought कि यार directors को तो मिल चुका हूँ और ऐसा नहीं है कि if I meet new directors I will not get new experiences, but I wanted different experiences. I wanted new experiences, but very different from the last 4-5 years of meeting directors. So I thought यार कि और मेरी जिंदगी में क्या है जो मेरी जिंदगी what else is there in my life which fulfills me, which I so I thought songs. मुझे गानों का शौक है तो मैं गाने सुनता कैसे हूँ रेडियो पे. तो ऐसा यार मैं गाने रेडियो पे सुनता हूँ और ये जो रेडियो जॉकीज हैं ये हमको रोज एक नई कहानी सुनाते हैं गानों के बारे में, फिल्मों के बारे में, एनजीओ के बारे में, यहाँ तूफान आ गया उसके बारे में, यहाँ आग लग गई उसके बारे में, यहाँ ट्रैफिक जैम है उसके बारे में. तो दे आर स्टोरी टेलर्स. हर 3-4 मिनट में गाने से पहले या गाने के बाद एक छोटी सी कहानी हमारे दिमाग में जाके चले जाते हैं और गाना सुनाते हैं. और कभी कभी गानों की स्टोरी सुनाते हैं, ये गाना ऐसा लिखा गया, एक्टर ने ये कहा, एक्टर ने ऐसी एक्टिंग की थी, व्हाटएवर. तो आई थॉट जो लोग हमारी कहानियां हमें सुनाते हैं, इनकी कहानी क्यों नहीं कोई सुना रहा? इनकी जर्नी क्या है, वो कौन लिखेगा? ये तो दुनिया की कहानियां सुना रहे हैं. अभी मैं जब when I became an author, they also interviewed me about my book.
Right.
How did you become an author? How did you write this book? What was your childhood like? तो मैंने बोला ठीक है, they have interviewed me for my book. लेकिन इसकी कहानी कहाँ है जो मेरा इंटरव्यू ले रहा है? ये तो बहुत बड़े लोग हैं. लोग तो इनको रेडियो ऑन करते हैं इनको सुनने के लिए. They are media influencers. I said these are media influencers. इनकी एक आवाज है और ये सब यूनिक है. इनकी कहानी क्यों नहीं कोई बोल रहा? तो मैंने जब रिसर्च किया मुझे रियलाइज हुआ कि पूरी दुनिया में आज तक किसी ने भी रेडियो जॉकीज पे बुक नहीं लिखी. There is no existing literature on radio presenters, even though radio industry is more older than cinema.
Right.
There
right.
are thousands of books on filmmakers. There are thousands of books on filmmakers. And radio is older than cinema. And there is not a single book in the world ever written on radio presenters. कि एक रेडियो प्रेजेंटर ये लोग कैसे बने और बनने के लिए क्या चाहिए, कैसे बन सकता है आदमी. How can you be a radio presenter and how can you be a good radio presenter? There's nothing. And when the book got published by Penguin India, it is the first book in the world ever written on radio jockeys.
Wow. So how did you pick these jockeys then, radio jockeys? Did you go
Again, shock. Who am I hearing? Whom am I liking?
Acha.
Whose voice am I liking? Whose stories am I liking? That's how and of course, I was very lucky. I got Amin Sayani Saab.
I was about to, he is considered to be the god of the radio.
And can you believe it? He's a god. You're saying he's a god, right? He's a god?
Yes, he
how
is.
come there's no book on him?
That is, I just now when you mentioned,
there's no book on the god called Amin Sayani.
Yeah, that's the first thing that came to my
mind. Ever written on a god called Amin Sayani. So I wrote a book, and one of the chapters is his. He's the first chapter the book begins with.
Awesome. That is awesome. Now, is this the latest book that is going to be released, or has this already been released on the Radio Jockeys?
No, it already released last year, 2019.
Okay. So
and the reason I wrote this book was also because how did I come to the Radio Jockeys? I told you I started hearing radio because of the name Anand Bakshi.
Correct.
कि आनंद बख्शी का नाम आता था, I used to hear on the radio. अरे जिस इंसान के लिए मैंने रेडियो सुनना शुरू किया, उस इंसान को 2002 में मरना पड़ा for radio jockeys to come into my life. क्योंकि when my father passed away in 2002, immediately I started getting phone calls from radio jockeys कि आप आनंद बख्शी साहब के बेटे हैं. इसलिए हाँ, हम आपका इंटरव्यू लेना चाहते हैं. बख्शी साहब की एनिवर्सरी आ रही है.
I see.
बहुत एनिवर्सरी आने वाली है जुलाई में. So I started meeting radio jockeys. Then after 3 years, when I wrote my own first book, Director's Diaries, they started inviting me to the studios to be interviewed for my book.
Right.
First, I used to
Okay.
be interviewed by them for my father's work.
Right.
पहली बार जिंदगी में किसी ने मुझे बुलाया अपने मेरे काम के लिए, जो मैंने
Right.
कुछ किया है खुद का.
Correct. Right.
तो when I got to know radio jockeys better, I realized that yeah, ये तो बड़े इंटरेस्टिंग लोग हैं.
Right.
They are full of energy. They are so enthusiastic about the world, about things that are happening. गानों के बारे में they are so passionate. तो I said कि यार इनकी कहानी क्यों नहीं लिखी जाए?
Hmm.
Why is there no
Right.
book on these people? They are such interesting stories to tell. So,
So-
that's how I got to know them.
Right. I'm very, very curious to know how was your interaction with Amin Sayani, because as you mentioned that the reason I became fascinated with Bollywood or with Bollywood songs and everything is because of the radio. Because जैसे कि आपने कहा कि जब हम बड़े हो रहे थे तो टीवी था नहीं, घर में वैसे भी रेडियो था, एंड रेडियो पर जो आवाज सुनाई देती थी वो थी अमीन सायानी, एंड इट वाज सो वंडरफुल to hear him on the radio all the time, the way he used to deliver and the way he used to speak, it was just awesome. So I just want to know that when you met him, how was that experience? If there is something that you can share
When
about that.
I met Amin Saab, I think he was 85, 83, 84 years old when I met him for the interview. And I'm telling you, at 83, 84, he still sounds like Amin Sayani of 1970s and 80s,
Wow.
90s. He's got the same sweet, charming, rhythmic speaking voice, melodious voice.
Okay.
So that was, I couldn't believe that this man, his skin has aged.
Uh-huh.
The skin has aged. Like mine and yours will age, everybody's will age.
Yeah.
But his voice is the same. He's the
Wow.
same voice. He's as charming as he was when I was a kid, as charming as he was when I was a teenager, as charming as he was in the 90s and 2000s, and
Wow.
80 plus.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
was for me like, wow.
that will
And
be
his
one of
memory was totally intact. He knew songs, he knew antras, he knew lyricist name, he knew director's name, actors who sang the song, lip sync the song. His memory was absolutely to the T.
Right. Now, आपने जो ये तीनों book के बारे में कहा, all these books are available on Amazon, right? Because there are some of our
Yeah.
viewers who are commenting and asking that how can we get hold of these books? All these books are available on Amazon, right? Okay, perfectly.
Yeah.
So I have the names of those books. So I will put that on our website and let people know that these are the name of the books and you can find it on Amazon.
The one of the best compliments I ever got for my book, our book, not my book, our book, because it's a book written by me, but with the thanks to the directors.
Okay.
One of the compliments I got for our book, Director's Diaries, was a 13-year-old girl, Anaya Majumdar. She wrote to me on Facebook, and because she was not on my contact, it went into spam. It got filtered.
Okay.
And I saw the message after 2 months. I happened to go to my spam and check for the message, and I found it there. And she said, "Hi, Rakesh sir. I'm Anaya. I'm a teenager. And films have come into my horizon just about a year back. And I'm fascinated by films. And I came across your book. And I read your book. And after reading a book, I realized that I can be a filmmaker someday." 13-year-old girl. I'm writing to you. Now look at the last line she wrote. The last line is the best compliment I've ever received. She said, "I'm writing to you to thank you for the 271 pages.
Wow.
Nobody till today has counted the number of pages
In
that they
book.
have read.
Right.
That means how much that book must have touched her. The
Touched her.
stories of these 12 directors and how they became directors, what difficulties they went through, what challenges they faced, what joys they had, what kind of parents they had, what kind of siblings they had, what kind of music they heard, what kind of directors they followed, and their advice to youngsters today. How much it must have inspired this little girl of 13.
You're right.
That I took a screenshot of that, and it is the DP of my page on Director Diaries page on Facebook. That is the DP of Anaya Majumdar. That screenshot of her compliment.
That's
Because it will
awesome.
be and I'm telling you, there's not much money in as an author.
Mhm.
You don't make much money as a writer unless you become a really big popular writer.
Right.
I am probably popular because I'm Anand Bakshi's son. But if you really want to become a popular author, that's when the money is.
Right.
So, when you're in a profession where you don't make enough money to run your home, your kitchen, I'm running my kitchen because I'm Anand Bakshi's son. As
Right.
an author, I don't think I will be able to run my kitchen in Bandra,
Right.
the place I live
Right.
in, neighborhood I'm living in because of my father.
Right.
So when you're in a profession where there's not enough money, unless you become really big, it is this compliment which keeps you going.
You're right.
It is
You're right.
it is a reader like Anaya Majumdar who
Yeah.
who has the gratitude or wants to share a gratitude or cares enough to tell the author, thank you, you inspired me. The directors have inspired me. The way you put it together has inspired me. That keeps you going and that makes you write the next book and the
Right.
one after that and the
Right.
one after that.
That's right. That's right. I am definitely going to go ahead and buy both the books for Director's Diaries, and I'm going to read it as well because somewhere in my mind I have that kida where I think like I need to direct something because I'm into acting as well. I do यहाँ पे local plays वगैरह करता हूँ, तो वो director का
So
कीड़ा है थोड़ा.
it also speaks about how these directors work with actors,
I
how they
see.
work with actors, how they work with cinematographers, how they work with editors. It's a
Wow.
complete comprehensive book. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So now coming to your latest book, which is going to be released, what is that? And tell us a little bit about that. We have like very few minutes left, so let's talk about that.
So there are two books coming out now. I think in January my first children's book will come out. I've written a book for children age 4 to 7, early
Oh,
education. It's an
okay.
illustrated story. It's about the boy who has a dream. The dream is the title of the book is When I Grow Up. When I
Wow.
grow up, what will I want to be? होता ना है, हर एक बच्चे का एक
हाँ,
सपना होता है कि
होता
मैं
ही है.
बड़ा हूँ, मैं डैडी मम्मी बड़ा हूँ. I want to be so the story is about this boy and what does he want to be when he grows up, when he grows bigger, like his
Mhm.
mom and dad, like his eldest, like his didi. So it's not about the ambition of a child that I want to be a pilot, I want to be a astronaut, I want to be a doctor, engineer, I want to be a software consultant. No, it's about the feelings of a child. What does the child feel
Mm.
when he grows up? What
Mhm.
does he feel like being when he grows up? Not what he wants to be when he grows up. So that's the story.
I see.
What
Very,
when I grow up, what will I want to be? So it's about his feelings. So that's the
that will
story.
be
It's just
really
about
wonderful.
15 pages. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's the story.
Yeah, that will be very
And my
interesting.
second book, which is coming out, will be published in March on my dad's death anniversary, 30th March. So when I published when I published our first book, Director's Diaries, I remember I was in the office of HarperCollins India, and I met their commissioning editor, Shantanu Ray Chaudhary, and I met him in the lobby. He did not even ask me to sit down. He did not even give me a glass of water. He just read my manuscript. He read the contents of the manuscript. The He saw the names of the directors, 12 names. He said, "You have interviewed these 12 directors?" I said, "Yes." He said, "How long has it taken you?" I said, "3 years." He said, "All of the stories are in this book, manuscript?" I said, "Yes." Their life story of how they became directors? I said, "Yes." He said, "I'm publishing a book. I'm sending you a contract in 24 hours. I said,
Wow.
"Thank you." He didn't even read it. He didn't even read the manuscript. It was a solid manuscript, about 300, 400 pages. He just saw the name and "You have written the life stories of these people. It'll be the first book of its kind." I said, "Yes, sir, first book of its kind. Nobody's ever done it before. Nobody has bothered about them. These are directors who have made stars and there's not a book on them.
Right. Right.
इन्होंने बड़े-बड़े स्टार बनाए हैं इन लोगों ने, लेकिन
Correct.
इनकी
ये इनकी
किताब की
कहानी कोई नहीं जानता.
इनके कोई नाम ही निशान नहीं है लोग इनकी कहानियों के बारे में, इनकी लाइफ स्टोरी के बारे में."
That's right.
So he said, "Who are you? What have you done?" So I told him my name. He said, "Are you Anand Bakshi's son?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Why haven't you written a book on your father? Give it to me. I'll
Oh,
publish it for you.
oh,
I would love to publish a biography of Anand Bakshi." I'm talking about 2012.
oh, wow. Okay.
2012.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I told him that I have written a biography of my father. So he said, "Where is it? Bring it to me." I said, "I cannot bring it to you." He said, "But you have brought me biography of 12 directors, top directors of India. why haven't you brought in biography of your father who's the biggest star?
Right.
So I said, because my father told me before he passed, he said, मेरे जाने के बाद मेरे लिए कुछ नहीं करना, मेरे को जो करना था अपने लिए मैंने कर दिया है और मेरा नाम 100 साल रहेगा. तुम अपनी जिंदगी बनाना, और जिस दिन तुम अपना नाम खुद का बनाओगे उसी दिन तुमको मेरे लिए जो करना है करना, but you will not do anything in my name. मेरे नाम को जिंदा रखने के लिए. I asked him, I happened to ask him that Subhash ji wants to make a documentary on you. So he asked me to tell you that when do we start interviewing you? So he told me कि तुम ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट मत लो इस डॉक्यूमेंट्री में, तुम मेरी जिंदगी में ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट मत लो, तुम अपनी जिंदगी बनाओ. See, my father knew I've gone through failure. I've not completed my engineering. I'm not a graduate. My business failed. My marriage failed. I'm still struggling to be a director. So he was a very sensible man. He knew कि ये अभी मेरे लिए कुछ करना चाहता है, क्योंकि लेकिन अगर मेरे लिए कुछ करेगा तो अपनी राह भूल जाएगा ये. I have to put my son on his path, not on my path. My path I have lived. I've lived 72 years. मुझे उससे ज्यादा जीना भी नहीं है, and I've done what I had to do. He told me. I told Shantanu Ray Chaudhary that my father told me, till you don't make your own name in this world, you will not do anything in my name. So I will not give you the biography to publish till my first book is published.
Oh, okay. So the book in March.
After my book was published, I emailed what I had written to him. That now I can send it to you because now I have something of my own. So I have obeyed my father.
Very nice.
Things didn't work out, and then the project went to some other. He took it to Penguin later.
Acha, okay.
Now it's coming out published by Penguin.
No, it will be a very proud moment for you and your family to have that book published in March. And
I tell you particularly why I'm very proud is because, on so many occasions, I might feel that. I feel on so many occasions I let my dad down. I could not achieve the kind of things he dreamt of me as a child, as a father. So for me, this is my moment, making his website, anandbakshi.com.
Right.
Creating his filmography of 1400 pages during the lockdown. And the book that I'm publishing of his life story. All these three things that I had done for him in 2020, which I've been curating since 18 years. I've been curating all this information.
Okay.
I've been writing down all the information since I've got about 800 pages book written on him.
Wow.
Or the 800 pages book, I have written a 300 page book, which will be published. I was able to write 300 pages in 2 months during lockdown only because I had written it in 18 years.
Correct. That is true.
मैंने वो नहीं किया होता 18 साल ये काम, तो मैं 2 महीने में 300 पेज नहीं लिख पाता.
You're right.
सबकॉन्शियस था क्योंकि मैं लिखता आ रहा हूँ. Whenever some thought came out, go write it down. कुछ आया दिमाग में लिख दिया, कुछ पढ़ा कहीं लिख दिया, कुछ सुना किसी से लिख दिया. That's what I mean. 800 pages in 18 years.
Right.
So because I had done that homework, I'm able to write his biography in 2 months' time, 300 pages, which will be published now.
Okay.
So this is my payback. For me, I know that I let my dad down in so many ways. So for me, this is bad. I let you down, but now I'm going to make you proud. I'm going to tell you a story because people want to hear your story.
I must tell you, you are very courageous, and I'm very, very proud about that. To tell you that you are very courageous. There are not too many people who will accept their failures, and that too live in front of the entire world. And it takes a big heart to do that. And I am really proud of you, and I just salute you for that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't think it requires a big heart. It just requires you to be honest about it. Yeah.
Honest.
Because if you can't be honest to yourself, you cannot be honest to the world.
That's what I'm saying, that there are very few people who are honest about themselves, and you are one of them. So, salute to you.
So I can say very proudly that all the 3 books I've written so far are very honest. The directors have been very honest in what they've spoken.
Okay.
The radio presenters have been very honest.
So, do you have anything in mind?
If you read the 15-page story of Sunny, When I Grow Up, which is for children aged 4 to 7, Sunny is being very honest about what he wants to be when he grows up.
Okay.
Very honest.
That sounds very interesting. I'll definitely buy that book once it's released, once it's published. So one last question. After these 2 books, do you already have something in mind?
Yes, I have. I've already started writing it.
Would you like to disclose or not? I
It's
mean,
going to be a documentary. It's going to be a docu-series on OTT platform, video.
oh, wow,
It's going
nice.
to be a podcast and it's going to be a book. It's going to be all three simultaneously: a
क्या
podcast, a
बात है.
book, and a docu-series.
Very nice. Awesome. Well, good luck for all your future endeavors, Rakesh. And it was really, really wonderful. I, in personal, definitely enjoyed the conversation. And I'm pretty sure there are a lot of our viewers and listeners. There are some comments as well that people have been putting in. And this video will stay on our website as well as on our Facebook page and YouTube as well. So people who have missed it, they can come back and they can listen to it as well. It was a wonderful conversation. We definitely enjoyed it. Thanks for your time and thanks for sharing all the beautiful stories that you shared with us. With that, we come to an end of this session. And before we end the session, if there is any last few words, if you would like to say.
So you gave me a compliment. You said I am very courageous. So let me give you a statement, an affirmation that I repeat to myself whenever I feel that I'm going to be defeated by something. Whenever I feel I'm going to be defeated by a situation or a circumstance, there's something my father taught me, and his words are, and I repeat this to myself whenever I feel low, and I get courage. There is something inside me, and I believe this myself. Yeah? I believe this every time I go through a difficult phase, a difficult situation. I repeat this and I believe this. There is something inside me superior to my circumstances. There is something inside me to my circumstances and stronger and more powerful than any situation in life. That is Anand Bakshi and that is Rakesh Bakshi.
क्या बात है. That is wonderful. That was a wonderful note on which we can end this session. So once again, thank you very much, Rakesh. And we will keep in touch and we will make sure that all your future endeavors are very successful, and best wishes from Bharat FM, from myself as well. And we will make sure that, at least I will make sure that I'll get those books and read them out, and we'll keep
Thank
in
you.
touch.
And thank you to Suparna for
Thanks.
bringing us together.
Yes.
And
yes.
I must end by saying Jai Bharat.
Jai Bharat. Thank you very
Jai
much.
Bharat FM and Jai Bharat.
Thank you, Rakesh.
Take care. All the best.
Namaskar, Sat Sri Akal, welcome and adab. You are listening to Bharat FM, a one of its kind, multilingual, eclectic provider of entertainment, information, and news to Indian Americans. Headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio, Bharat FM airs shows out of Cincinnati, Chicago, and Phoenix. We take pleasure in our ability to cater to your bhakti, chusti, sfurti, shakti, and masti needs with our audio and visual shows. Check out bharatfm.com for our online program schedule and archives. I'm sure the content will definitely tickle your senses. Tune in via the 24-hour web streaming on bharatfm.com or via the Bharat FM app. More information can be procured at 513-488-5070.
This is Bharat FM.
बजेगा भारत झूमेगा भारत.
ये है भारत FM.
बजेगा भारत.